And good morning, high school football fans. Welcome to the High School Sports Roundup here on ESPN Radio, Coastal Georgia, and Okefenokee. ESPN app, ESPNCoastal.com. PJ Zucco here with you following the second to last week of the regular season here in high school football. Looking forward to one more week of the regular season to get things all sorted out and ready to go for the playoffs. And of course, it's Georgia-Florida weekend. A lot to look forward to throughout the course of the day. Yes, my hoodie does say Happy Valley. Listen, if I don't believe, who will, right? I mean, so we'll see what happens tonight. Maybe if we get a fantastic evening for all of us, we go 3 for 3. I'm speaking for all of us, right? Because we all want to see. We'll see. You know, all the Georgia fans out there, I'm sure in Southeast Georgia, want to see the Dogs get a win today. I mean, you're all happy when Ohio State loses too, right? And then we'll see if the Braves can go up 3-1 on the Astros later tonight as well. But before we get to all that, again, the second to last weekend of the regular season for high school football was last night. All finished up in the coastal Georgia and Okefenokee area, and it left things rather interesting, of course, for the last week of the regular season here next week, and got things kind of wide open and in teams' hands, right? You want to be able to control your own destiny. Obviously, if you're able to do that, the more games you win, and looking forward to seeing what some of these teams are able to do here in the last week of the regular season. But before we get to that, obviously, let's take a look at last night. Got looking forward to talking to some coaches this morning here on the show as well, and I certainly can't wait for that. But we're going to take a look not only at these teams from last night in the coastal Georgia and Okefenokee area, but also from around the area, some of the teams that affect them as well when you talk about the region standings. So Brunswick High last night, they get the win. They stay undefeated with a big win over Bradwell, 49-6 there in Glenn County Stadium. And now one win away from a 10-0 season, but still didn't necessarily lock up that region championship, right? And, going into last night as well, we said several times there was a outside chance at Glen Academy being able to make the playoffs still, even sitting right now at 2-3 in region play. And that all really depended on the result from Effingham and Statesboro. And Statesboro had a lead late in that ball game. Effingham, though, able to come back and get the win over Statesboro, 34-31 with a game-winning field goal as time expired. So that big for both teams in Brunswick, in the Brunswick area, and Glenn County, as now Glen Academy has a chance. You go out next week, beat Statesboro. You're both 3-3, and Glen Academy would have the head-to-head victory there over Statesboro. So still right there, and still everything out in front of you, I believe, if you're the Red Terrors. Now with Effingham County, still one loss in region play. That only loss to Richmond Hill, and got Brunswick High next week. So Brunswick High, 9-0, still looking to secure that region championship, and they can do so with a victory next week against Effingham. But Effingham playing a lot better than I thought they would over the course of the year, for sure. Have gotten stronger, I feel like, in region, and have gotten some very important wins. When they dropped one to Richmond Hill and the way that they did, I thought that they'd be falling a little bit more, but they have certainly rallied and gotten stronger, and now only one loss there in region play for Effingham. So that's kind of the situation in 6A right now as we look at that and look forward to, again, this last week of the regular season, but some big games all around the area last night elsewhere as well. You look up in 7A, and another tough loss for Camden, and this is kind of how it's been this year, right? Especially in region play, some tight losses for the Wildcats, and just kind of some heartbreakers. Camden County was able to go up on Lowndes late in the ball game, super late, I believe in the final minute, and get the 2-point conversion, go up 29-28. Lowndes strikes back, though, and as everything's winding down there in the ball game late in the fourth quarter. Lowndes, obviously in the final minute as well, Lowndes able to score again and win that one over Camden 35-29. So Camden goes 0-3 there in region play. And of course, tough region. You got Colquitt County, Tifton there, and Camden, but just a tough way to go out for sure there in the last region game of the year for Camden. Ware County in 5A, though, they go 3-0 in region play and look forward to a big matchup with Wayne County next week. The Gators win that one over Veterans 28-21. Tighter than a lot of people would expect, but Veterans kind of one of those ball clubs that is kind of in between. Obviously got the victory over Wayne County, put up a fight against kind of every team in the region, and that you would expect if they're contesting Ware County like that. We've seen some big scores against Wayne County with these other teams, but Veterans kind of always going to play it tight, always going to play it close. And Ware County still able to get the victory, though, 28-21 there over Veterans last night. You have Pierce County with the win over Tattnall County. That one not close. Pierce County runs away with it 35-0. They stay undefeated in region play and set up that huge matchup that we all kind of expected with Appling County next week. Appling County, Brantley County looking for the big upset there last night, not able to get it. Appling County stays undefeated, 9-0 now with a 48-7 victory over Brantley in Caney Bay. So Appling County, Pierce County for the region championship again here next Friday, and that going to be an exciting one for sure. Obviously, Pierce County beats Tattnall, so that important for Brantley County if you're looking at the region standings, as they want Tattnall to go winless now. They do take on Long County. So they're in the last week of the season. Long County, of course, has the win over Brantley County. Brantley has the win over Tattnall. So kind of rooting for Long County to get that win. If you're a Brantley County fan, that would secure your spot in the playoffs no matter what, not having to go to any three-way tiebreakers or anything like that there in the last week of the season. So Brantley County fans, you're big Long County fans there next week. McIntosh County Academy, they're big fans of the Buccaneers, and they get the victory over Portal last night, 48-0, setting up a big game there with Jenkins County coming up next week for the Buccaneers of McIntosh County Academy. But a solid win, keep on rolling here, and McIntosh County Academy is a strong football team there in Single Lake Public. I can't wait to see where they are seated there in the playoffs and what they're able to do with it. But still, huge game coming up with Jenkins County to kind of settle that third spot in the region, as, of course, you have a real tough region there with McIntosh County Academy and the teams they have to take on. Of course, ECI, you have Metter in there as well, who's undefeated on the year. So that's a tough region, but McIntosh County Academy beating the teams they need to beat and they're supposed to beat as they beat Portal there 48-0 there last night. Charlton County with the win over Lanier County. They get off the schneid a little bit. They're in a tough region too. There with Irwin County and Clinch County. They had taken a couple losses there over the past few weeks. Charlton County gets back on the horse and defeats Lanier County 42-41. Another one of those close matchups, close scores, neck and neck all the way down to the wire. And Charlton County able to come away with the victory there. Pinewood Christian gets the win on St. Simon's Island last night over Frederica Academy, and that one was for the region championship as well. So Pinewood Christian able to secure that with a win over Frederica Academy, and just not able to slow down that Pinewood Christian offense there last night on St. Simon's Island, and a tough one there for the Frederica Academy Knights. But still a solid showing, a solid season for the Knights. They had won 4 straight before that, and had been banged up early in the year as well. We're playing really good opponents also, and sadly not able to come away with the victory there. But Frederica Academy still looking forward to trying to go into the playoffs with some momentum here, finish off their regular season next week, and certainly looking forward to that. You have Glen Academy, Wayne County, both off last night as they prepare for the last week of the season. Of course, like we talked about, Glen Academy with that big matchup against Statesboro that we're all looking forward to and see what happens there in the playoffs. Wayne County, tough situation, 0-3 right now in region play, and you got to take on Ware County, who's 3-0. Of course, big rivalry game between those two teams with Ware County and Wayne, and you'll finish off the regular season. You know what they say, throw out the record books Wayne County having a tough season. And, if nothing else, if they can spoil a thing or two for Ware County, I'm sure they'd be happy. But it's going to be a tough one, no doubt, as Ware and Wayne match up there next week and kind of on two different sides of the coin right now. And you talk about that region, they're in 5A. Warner Robins Coffee playing each other there last night. Both teams so strong. Both teams, though, with losses to Ware County. And Warner Robins was able to get the victory over Coffee 22-7. A low scoring ball game, 10-7 there at halftime. And it's kind of shaping up. I mean, Warner Robins likes to put points on the scoreboard. Normally, if they're held under, 15, 20 points, normally it's because the other team is getting the victory. But no, they were able to tough it out last night, kind of win in a different way than usual and defeat Coffee there 22-7. That gives them the kind of stronghold, kind of the hold on that number 2 spot in the region. And they take on Veterans next week to finish off the season. Coffee, that's going to be the end of their regular season there with that loss. Finish off, well, no, I mean, out of in region play, that is, finish off their 1-2 or 2-2 in region play. And they drop to the 3 seed there. Warner Robins takes on Veteran next week, and I would expect it to get the victory there, barring something wild happening. And then, of course, you have Ware County and Wayne County next week as well, with the 3-0 versus 0-3 matchup there between Ware and Wayne. So certainly looking forward to that in 5A to next week, and got a ton of really solid football games to look out for, no doubt. And one of those going to be Brunswick High and Effingham, as Effingham one loss in region play right now. So solid as they've gone through their region schedule and been able to win tight games. They were able to do so again there last night, 34-31 over Statesboro, and get the victory there. Brunswick High, of course, able to roll kind of over Bradwell there last night, as really the senior leadership by the offense. The big thing there for Brunswick, you have Jeffrey Way, Reese Simmons, and Jacoby Hill once again making big plays for the Pirates. Jeffrey Way playing really solid there at quarterback, and of course defensively able to hold strong again against Bradwell and only allow 6 points. Brunswick High really quickly able to get out to a 28-0 start, and that was really all of it. Take advantage of some turnovers, and of course you were on the football really well as usual with Brunswick High, and able to get the win going away there against Bradwell Institute. So again, a lot of these games from last night, very, very big wins for Coastal Georgia and Okefenokee area teams. A couple tough losses in there as well, but it's all shaping up to be a really exciting last week of the regular season. If you had a couple things going into it that you wanted for Coastal Georgia area teams to kind of have their shot, right? And it looks like they're going to have exactly that. You have Glen Academy Statesboro next week. Statesboro had to lose to Effingham for that game to be as extremely important as it is. Well, Statesboro lost there to Effingham, so good for them. Brantley County, who was looking for Pierce County to get the victory over Tatnall, they win that 35-0. So good for Pierce. They stay undefeated in region, and I look forward to that undefeated matchup with Appling County next week. Well, also good for Brantley, as even though Brantley loses to Appling County, now they still have that stronghold there on the playoff spot, the last playoff spot in region. And if Long County is able to get the win over Tatnall there next week, they would get the 4 seed. If not, things get tricky with that 3-way split. So we'll see what happens there. But a lot of things shaping up for Coastal Georgia and Okefenokee area teams to kind of control their own destiny here in the last week of the season. And that's exactly that's what you're asking for and looking for moving into the last week of the regular season. Of course, looking forward to the playoffs here for a lot of these teams as well. But we'll come back. Lots to look forward to, a lot to check out there from last night, and hopefully be talking to some high school football coaches when we come back here on High School Sports Roundup on ESPN Radio, Coastal Georgia and Okefenokee, all presented by Walker Jones Chevrolet. Welcome back. High school sports roundup here on ESPN Radio, Coastal Georgia and Okefenokee. PJ Zucco back here with you as we look at these games from last night, the second to last week of the regular season here in high school football in the state of Georgia. Brunswick High able to get the win over Bradwell 49-6. It was Lowndes over Camden 35-29. A tough loss there for the Wildcats in the last minute of the ball game. 28-21 victory for Ware County over Veterans. Pierce defeating Tatnall 35-0. Appling over Brantley 48-7. McIntosh County Academy defeating Portal 48-0. Charlton defeating Lanier County last night 42-41. And Pinewood Christian defeating Frederica Academy 32-20 on St. Simon's Island. But again, Brunswick High stays undefeated, 9-0 now on the year for the Pirates with a 49-6 victory over Bradwell, and things rolling there last night in Glenn County Stadium for senior night. Joining us now, the head coach of the Brunswick High Pirates, Sean Pender, here with us on the High School Sports Roundup. Coach Pender, great to have you on. Great to have you on this morning. How you doing?
I'm doing great, PJ. It's always good to be on.
Yeah, Coach, absolutely, and happy to hear from you without a doubt. And, big win there last night once again, coming off the bye week and just keep on rolling there for a win over Bradwell 49-6 and really able to come out, execute well, get a big lead in the first half, and just keep on rolling with the momentum.
Yeah, we came out strong. We had a great week of practice. Our kids were focused and locked in, and we didn't look at the fact that Bradwell was struggling a little bit, and we've been doing pretty well. We just focused on ourselves. We wanted to play to the level we know we're capable of playing instead of just trying to play with the level of the competition. And I think our kids did a phenomenal job last night, the way we came out and played. And the first half, we were able to lock on, and we were working on all cylinders in all phases of the game, and jumped up to a 42-0 lead by halftime. It was a very good showing for our program.
Without a doubt, and huge, like you said, huge start to the game, and able to jump out to that lead 42-0 before halftime. And Coach, you mentioned it there. You get to this point in the season, 8-0 on the year, coming off a bye week. Yeah, Bradwell Institute kind of struggling. I know a big game next week as well with the end of the regular season, and it kind of your classic trap game, especially with an undefeated season. And coming out of the bye, had to feel great to have your guys fresh and playing well and not come out sluggish. And also, again, important to not have that mentality of we're 8-0, this team's struggling, we're just going to win by showing up. No. I have the completely opposite, mindset of that, and able to come in, really execute and knock everything off well and do so without a lot of rust.
Oh, without a doubt, PJ, that was a main concern that we were worried about, because we've done that in the past. And but that wasn't the case with this team. This team was locked in. It was focused. And we took that mindset of, nameless and faceless opponent. We didn't even look at it like scoreboard wise. We were just like, how are we going to win the down? How are we going to win, this play in the moment, and tried our best to win the moment. And that was the approach that we took to the game. It was, all right, we got to get this first down, or we have to get this stop. So let's rally and let's get the stop, and let's do it. And when we were successful in doing it, and then the time happened for us to do it again, we were like, all right, let's do it again, and let's live in the moment, not look at anything else. And that's what our kids did. We're able to focus that way, and to be able to do that at the level we did it. I'm very proud of the way we were able to do that. And hopefully we can continue doing that stuff, because that's what championship teams do. And we're trying to get ourselves to that level. And we're doing a really good job at that.
Absolutely. Exactly right. Sean Pender, head coach of the Brunswick High Pirates, our guest here on High School Sports Roundup, presented by Walker Jones Chevrolet, getting the 49-6 victory over Bradwell last night. And Coach, able to make some big plays throughout really all phases of the game, and defensively able to get a score there, fumble recovery for a touchdown there in the second quarter. You also have on the special teams coming off the defense, a big block punt, which Adam Weeba was able to get into the end zone there for a touchdown to make it 28-0. So great when you not only able to score on offense, but obviously be able to come back, score on defense, score defensively, score on special teams as well. And that another thing that very talented football teams are able to do.
That's 2 weeks in a row that we were able to do that, or well, not 2 weeks in a row because we had a bye, but
Right.
two games in a row. We were able to get a scoop and score, and against Richmond Hill as well. We got another scoop and score this week, and that's exciting to be able to do that. And then we had we blocked 2 punts. And we had a turnover on special teams, also versus Richmond Hill. And then we were able to block some punts again. And this time when we blocked the punt, we were able to get a touchdown out of it. So it was very good, that we can generate points, not just on the offensive side of the ball, but also through special teams and defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Very important there and able to do exactly that. And Coach, but playing physical, I know it's been the mindset for this team, not only defensively, but offensively as well, and able to do exactly that, kind of impose the offensive line's will on Bradwell Institute last night once again. And not only that, but you have the rotation of backs getting touchdowns early as well. You have Hill getting in the touchdown for the first one, Leon Charlton for the second one, and then you have Reese Simmons following up there with the third touchdown, able to make it 21-0. So we would talk about the depth of the running backs, but very cool to see them kind of spreading out the love there with the touchdowns. But also, I mean, that all starts up front with being able to make some holes and again, just play physically up front on offense.
Right, and PJ, I don't want to leave out Pat Leggett either. He's also another silent member of that wolf pack, and he also got himself a touchdown run last night as well. So all 4 members of the wolf pack, all of them got a touchdown last night. But yeah, none of that happens without a tremendous play by our offensive line. And we were watching film last night after the game and see how the offensive line would work on some of their double teams, driving people down in the dirt, and some of the blocks that we were able to finish off, not just with the lineman itself, the blocking. The lineman did a fantastic job, but also our tight ends got into the mix and did a really good job, and our running backs also blocked extremely well for each other in the paint. So that was great.
Yeah, no doubt. Talking to Sean Pender, head coach of the Brunswick High Pirates, they get the win over Bradwell last night, 49-6. And like you said, yeah, I can't leave out Leggett either. He's able to do some really solid things for that Brunswick High offense and make some big plays. So certainly all members of that Wolf Pack being able to get in the end zone last night, very impressive for the Brunswick High Pirates. But Coach, you get the victory there. Now you move to 9-0 on the year, and work's still not done as you have one more game left in the regular season. And obviously it means a lot as well. Effingham County has gotten stronger seemingly throughout the year and been able to play well, and obviously only one loss in region play for them. I know haven't been able to break down everything or look into everything, Coach, but what are you looking for your guys from practice this week as you prepare for the 10th and probably most important game of the year?
Well, we're looking for a championship effort. This is a game that's going to be for a championship. We got to have championship effort in practice. We got to get after it. We got to have the best week of practice we've had so far, where we have, a lot on the line here Friday night, and we have to go up to somebody else's house and get it done there. Effingham's playing with a lot of confidence, and it's going to definitely be a game that we're going to have to be, on our mark in order for us to get this victory. And we're going to go out there with all of our bullets in the gun and make sure we're locked in and we're focused and ready to go win a championship. And if you don't go up there with that mentality, you'll get beat. We have to make sure we're ready to do what we need to do in order to get the victory. And, the preparation is definitely going to be a big part of that.
I got to be ready to go for this one, no doubt. Brunswick High and Effingham sets up the last week of the regular season, and again for the region championship there at Effingham. And Coach, I know an insanely important game there. Very important game later today as well with Georgia, Florida. How do you see this one going, Coach? I know everyone around town, everyone it really in the 2 states looking forward to this big matchup in Jacksonville. Oh,
it's always a fun matchup, and I'm glad to be here and be part of this one. Of course, I got 2 of my players playing tonight, or today. I got Stetson Bennett, who played for me when I was at Pierce, and I got Warren McClendon, who played with me here at Brunswick High School. And both of them are going to be wearing the black and red. So I'm going to be sporting the black and red also. And I'm going to be saying go Dogs, and we're going to get them by 3 touchdowns.
There you go. Looking forward to it. Like you said, old quarterback there, Stetson Bennett, starting the game here for Georgia later in the day there against Florida, and hopefully leading the Dogs to a big victory later today as well. Certainly, he's done a great job as a quarterback there this year, and I know stepping in for JT Daniels, but man, he's done such a solid job throughout the year, and obviously leading them on this win streak here. So doing big things, and we're looking for more out of Bennett here later today as he leads the Georgia offense. But Coach Pender, great to have you on. We'll let you go after it and get after it and enjoy it later today. And certainly be talking to you again soon as we look forward to this big game next week.
All right, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad to be on. Thanks for having me. And go Pirates.
Yeah, there you go. Appreciate it, Coach. And yeah, thanks for coming on. Sean Pender, head coach of the Brunswick High Pirates, our guest here on the High School Sports Roundup. And looking forward to Georgia, Florida later today down there in Jacksonville. So hope he's able to have a good time today. And like you said, watching two of his players playing this big game as well. Stetson Bennett starting the game at quarterback there at Georgia. I know that question marks were there heading into this one. And if you ask me, you go with the hot hand. You go with the guy who's led you here mostly throughout the season. I think that's the good pick. Now, if things start to struggle, don't go well. Maybe you go somewhere else. But don't really see that happening later today as Georgia obviously a big favorite. And I think Coach Pender will have a great time later today watching Stetson Bennett do some big things with that Georgia offense. But talking about doing big things, Brunswick High 9-0 and set to play their last game of the year. Haven't locked up that region championship just yet. Effingham, 1 loss in region play and looking to spoil things. But Brunswick High going up on the road in a hostile environment there next week. And hear from Sean Pender right there, head coach of the Pirates. Got to play championship level football. Got to practice in a championship level type of way this week. We'll see if the Pirates are able to do that and what they're able to do against Effingham here later this week and moving into next week, the last weekend of the regular season. But we'll come back, keep talking about these big games from last night, and hopefully talk to some more high school football coaches from all around the area here on the High School Sports Roundup, presented by Walker Jones Chevrolet on ESPN Radio Coastal Georgia and Okefenokee. And welcome back. It's High School Sports Roundup presented by Walker Jones Chevrolet here on ESPN Radio, Coastal Georgia and Okefenokee. PJ Zucco here with you once again as we look at this last weekend, or second to last weekend, of the regular season here in high school football in the state of Georgia. And looking forward to the last weekend of high school football. And it's all setting up to be a blockbuster type of weekend here and last week of the regular season in the coastal Georgia and Okefenokee area, especially. Have region championships on the line, playoff spots on the line, home playoff games on the line to look forward to this week. And it's all because of what happened last night. Brunswick High getting the win over Bradwell Institute 49-6. The Pirates 9-0 on the year. And now looking forward to the last game of the year against Effingham County, which is important because Effingham County got the win over Statesboro last night. They're 34-31 with a last-second field goal as time expired. They were able to kick that one through and win that one over Statesboro. Now, Effingham County, one loss in region play, and they look forward to the region championship game against Brunswick High. They will host that game here next Friday. That big not only for them, again, that victory, but also for Glen Academy, as Glen Academy off last night, but look forward to Statesboro coming up here next week in Glen County Stadium. And Statesboro now 3-2. They're in region play. Glen Academy 2-3 with the head-to-head matchup in the last game of the regular season. So looking forward to seeing what can happen there. Richmond Hill got the victory last night over South Effingham as well. They are 4-2 in region play. So with 2, 3, and 3 ball clubs, shouldn't come into play there for the 4 seed between Statesboro and Glen Academy in Glen County Stadium tomorrow night or Friday night. So again, so many big things happening there in region and in the classification 6A, and it all shook out to have insanely important matchups there all throughout the next week and all throughout next Friday for 6A. Now, some big moments there last night around the area as well, and developments moving forward in other regions and classifications as well. Of course, you have Camden falling to Lowndes in the final minute there, and that's just tough for the Wildcats. 0-3 in region play. They lose that one 35-29 for Camden County, and 4-6. Not certainly the season that they were hoping for, as you had some tough losses there in non-region play that Warner Robins being able to kind of light up the scoreboard. That was kind of surprising against Camden County. Able to run the football really well in some of those games. Camden County able to get some big wins, but then you get to region play and just some tough matchups, some tough late game heroics by opposing teams there, with Lowndes scoring in the final minute and able to win that one over Camden County after they had just taken the lead. Yeah, Colquitt County and Tift both scoring late and both having big second halves against against Camden County and able to come back and win those ball games. So tough ones there for sure. But you move down to 5A. Warner Robins able to get the victory over Coffee there, 22-7. That kind of solidifies Warner Robins in that second spot. And for a home playoff game, things pending though, with Warner Robins taking on Veterans next week. You have also Ware County taking on Wayne County next week, and Veterans gave Ware County kind of all they could get there last night. Ware County winning that game 28-21 there over Veterans. So Ware County 3-0 now in region play, and I look forward to taking on Wayne County, there in the final week of the regular season, and that's shaping up to be Ware County's region championship game. And you have Warner Robins finishing things off with Veterans there next week, and presumably going to be a victory there. If Veterans able to get the upset victory, who knows? Maybe Veterans will be hosting that home playoff game and grabbing that 2 seed there in 5A. But you look down at 3A, Pierce County doing what they need to do, not only for themselves, but also for Brantley County there last night. Pierce County getting the victory over Tatnall 35-0. And really, Tatnall falls to 0-3 on the year in region play. And not able to pull through that one, obviously. So Tatnall had a really good non-region schedule, had a really good non-region wins and things like that. Got in region play and haven't been able to win a region game there. Fell to Brantley, a couple weeks ago, and that big for Brantley as Brantley falls to Appling County last night, 48-7. That sets up the undefeated region matchup between Appling County and Pierce County here next Friday for the region championship. So there's your 1 and 2 seeds. You have Long County right now with that 1 win in region play. Brantley County with 1 win in region play over Tatnall, and Tatnall sitting at 0 and 3. So Pierce did their job. Now it's time for Long County to do their job if Brantley County wants to make it into the playoffs here for the third straight year. But doing what they could do there, and talked with Coach Cannon. Would love to get that victory over Long County and had secured their spot already. But now you kind of become Long County fans and want to see Tatnall obviously fall there next week. We'll keep track of that and see what happens. But McIntosh County Academy gets another victory, 2-game winning streak here over Screven last week, and now Portal last night, 48-0. Then you have Charlton County, 1-point thriller victory over Lanier County, 42-41. Pinewood Christian getting the victory over Frederica Academy last night, 32-20 on St. Simon's Island. And that Frederica Academy going for the region championship and just not able to slow down that offense there of Pinewood Christian last night. And Pinewood able to come away with the victory there, 32-20 there over Frederica Academy. But we'll come back. A lot to look forward to and a lot to talk about still as we wrap up the high school sports roundup and look forward into the last week of the regular season coming up right around the corner here in high school football. That's when we come back here on the high school sports roundup presented by Walker Jones Chevrolet on ESPN Radio, Coastal Georgia, and Okefenokee, the ESPN app, and ESPNcoastal.com. Welcome back. High School Sports Roundup here on ESPN Radio Coastal Georgia and Okefenokee, the ESPN app, and ESPNCoastal.com. PJ Zucco here with you as we look at last night, the second to last week of the regular season here in high school football in the state of Georgia. And I look forward to a final week of high school football that has all the importance in the world for a lot of these football teams. Not a lot of, we'll just go out and play. It doesn't really mean a lot. And head into the playoffs or the offseason. Not a whole lot of that. A lot of importance on this last week of the regular season coming up for these coastal Georgia and Okefenokee area teams. Talking about running down a dream. How about an undefeated season? Brunswick High, 9-0 now after last night. They get the victory over Bradwell, 49-6. It was Camden falling to Lowndes, 35-29. After the final minute score there by Lowndes, Camden had just gone up with a 2-point conversion, 29-28. Lowndes able to march it down and score that touchdown with under a minute left to get the win over Camden, 35-29. Ware County defeats Veterans last night, 28-21, as Ware County now 3-0 in region play. Pierce County defeating Tatnall 35-0. As they're undefeated in region play, setting up a undefeated region matchup with Appling County, who gets the win over Brantley County 48-7. So Appling undefeated throughout the whole year, undefeated total schedule there, 9-0. You have Pierce County with a couple losses when they were more banged up, and of course against Rabun County as well. And they have that, that one guy that's committed to play at Georgia, who's obviously pretty good quarterback. So it would slow him down quite a bit. That shows you how good that defense is for Pierce County. But looking forward to that matchup for sure. And looking forward to the Long County and Tatnall matchup, as if Long County wins that one, Brantley County on their way to the playoffs for the third straight year as well. McIntosh County Academy 48-0 over Portal last night. Charlton County defeating Lanier 42-41. And you have Pinewood Christian over Frederica Academy. That one sadly for the region championship. Pinewood gets the victory there, 32-20 over Frederica. Glen Academy, Wayne County with the night off there last night. Wayne County looking forward to Ware County to finish off the regular season next week. Glen Academy with a chance, a shot to make it into the playoffs. And it's a one-game scenario. Go in, beat Statesboro, and you're in. And would be tied there in the region standings at 3-3. And Glen Academy obviously would have the head-to-head there for the 4 seeds. So that one in Glen County Stadium. So be sure to grab your popcorn, get ready for that one. For the Red Terrors, they're going to have, all Zach Ellis there running the football and trying to, at the end of the day, again, coming off a bye week, hopefully that'll help out a little bit as Coach Delgo has talked about, just being able to consistently put drives together, consistently put good plays together there on that offense, and hopefully going to be able to do that next week against Statesboro in that win and in matchup there against Statesboro. And defensively been really solid all year. Statesboro found some offense there last night against Effingham, not enough to win the game, but we'll see how that matchup works out. Brunswick High taking on Effingham next week at Effingham for the region championship. And for Effingham, they've gotten stronger, especially through the passing game over the past few weeks and in the region standings. Brunswick High, obviously, though, with those big guys up front, that front seven, always creating pressure and causing havoc, have caused turnovers, turn them into touchdowns over the past few weeks against Richmond Hill and against Bradwell last night. We'll see if they can do that against Effingham. And good luck trying to slow down that running game of Brunswick High as well. Good luck trying to slow down Georgia, Florida later today. Certainly can't wait for that, as all of you have a big day, no doubt. Stay safe wherever you go on the roads today, if you go anywhere. But appreciate you for joining us here on the High School Sports Roundup every Saturday morning from 9 to 10 a.m. here on ESPN Radio Coastal Georgia and Okefenokee. I'm PJ Zucco, hoping you have a fantastic rest of your day. Again, stay safe and God bless.